This is Festival Sounds. I'm Tilly, and there is no Bilal this week. He is dying. Here's a little snippet of him dying. Yeah, so confirmed. He's had a great summer. So have I. We are on with our friends from How to Build a Festival this week. They have got their new festival, Echo 17. It is next weekend, September the 20th, in Walthamstow in London. Cannot wait. Me and Bilal actually bought the first 2 tickets, so we've got to support that. Links for how to buy the tickets are in the show notes. We are going to chat about kind of what to expect, what's on, kind of how they found the whole planning process, because they have no experience planning a festival. This is their first time, so we're very excited to see how it goes. Hope you enjoy. Welcome back to Festival Sounds. We have our excellent friends, very, very good friends from How to Build a Festival. Welcome back, guys. Can you just tell us who you are? It's been a long summer. We need intros again.
Thanks so much, Tilly, and thanks for having us back on. So my name is Kat, and I am here with Ross and Rachel.
Hey, Tilly, Ross here.
Hi.
Hi, Tilly. It's Rachel here.
Hi, Rachel.
And we are from the How to Build a Festival podcast. So we set that up about a year and a half ago. The 3 of us decided to see, maybe a bit crazily, if we could document and podcast as we try to put on our first festival, which we are very excited to talk about because it's next weekend.
Oh my gosh. So exciting.
I know, it's been a journey. It has really been a journey. So yeah, thank you so much for having us back on to Festival Sounds, our favourite friend podcast, to talk about the festival. I mean, you know, we've listened to you guys talk about some pretty major festivals, so to be here talking about ours feels a little bit surreal. But thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, well, I just have to say, me and Bill are both going, and we absolutely cannot wait. It's next weekend, which feels like, I don't know about you, but I feel like it's come really quickly. I don't know if maybe you feel like it's come even quicker because you've been on the back burners thinking about it for a very long time.
No, it feels like it's happened very quickly. I think maybe quicker than we would have liked. If we're being completely honest, we could probably do with another, what do you reckon, 4 weeks to get it? But we'll do it.
Yeah, we're in a great place now. It has been accelerating towards us as we've been at various summer festivals. And the last one, a couple of weeks ago, we saw Bilal at the end of the road. And I think we were a little bit like, I feel like we probably should be at home finalising bits and pieces. But we all met down at the site with both Friday night and Saturday. Spent some time with the venues and with some of the supporters that we've got on the day, and we think we're in a really good place. It's next Saturday, so we need to be by now. It's the 20th of September.
Amazing. I can't wait. And I personally love the fact that it's in September, because it just like brushes away the end of summer blues that you have when all festivals have come to an end. So I cannot wait. Can you give us like a summary of what to expect?
Sure. So our first event, this is in Walthamstow, North London, at a collection of venues. So it's a multi-venue festival at a collection of venues called the Ravenswood Collective, which is essentially a series of small tap rooms and breweries. There's a gin bar and a cider bar. And they're all together in the same area. One of our big things was we wanted to start something that is across a number of venues that already exist for our first one, but still looks and feels like a coherent event. And we found what I am personally very confident are probably one of the coolest sets of venues in the whole of the city of London. So we're really, really excited about the venues. What we've got 18 live artists playing during the day. That's a collection of either solo acts or bands, up to and including a choir of 40 plus people. We've got a series of DJs, and we've got a kids stage with a load of different activities and workshops for kids as well, including a baby rave. What else have we got? And then we've got, sorry, go on, Kat.
No, I think we should just mention, because we've not said the name of the festival yet.
Yes, that's so true. Everyone's like, what is this mystery festival?
Literally.
Okay, so it's called Echo 17. And yeah, it's in Walthamstow in kind of, well, you said North London, kind of East London, really.
Yeah.
For geography fans.
Echo 17 because East 17 had previously been taken.
I see. Well, I think Echo 17's better. So
Thanks. It's actually really hard to come up with the name for a festival. I don't know. Probably not many of your listeners have tried it, but it's quite tricky.
yeah, I remember when we were thinking, well, last time you were on and we were talking about all the different possibilities, and it's like you almost don't know where to start because like every good name, not good name, but every name you can think of has been taken or is like the name of some weird business, and you're like, I don't want to be associated with them.
I think because as I mentioned earlier, you very kindly had us on your podcast previously, and we talked quite a lot about the name then because we were in the process of deciding it. And yeah, I think, we went through some and you were like, oh, that sounds like a building company. You kind of went backwards and forwards on some. And I was like, oh, Tilly, you're right, it does.
Am I really mean, guys?
We're really happy with the name Echo 17. We talked about like words we liked, and we came up with Echo. And then the kind of Echo being is it phonetic alphabet?
It's either the phonetic or the NATO alphabet. I'm never sure really what the difference is.
No, I know what you mean, but I couldn't tell you the difference.
Yeah, the Alpha Bravo Charlie thing. And Echo obviously being, for E, and then 17 being ENI 17. It all kind of sort of came together nicely. So we're really happy with that. That kind of, it seems to go well. And we've sort of, we've been building it ever since, really. So yeah, it's been crazy.
What was the like hardest decision that you've had to make so far? Was it the name, or have there been a lot more difficult decisions than that?
Okay, I think we should answer this all separately and see if we've all got the same one.
Good plan.
I don't know if it's the hardest decision, but the hardest part, I think, was like, do we have enough time? When we sort of decided, by the time we kind of got everything over the line to the point where we could announce, like, did we have enough time to get it all done? Like making a decision internally, I guess, from our perspective, like to go or not go, was like the most stressful day for me. I don't know. That was just like, it was like, are we going to do this? Are we going to push it live or not? And we did, and I'm glad we did because I think we pulled it off. Hopefully, maybe I should say that next week.
Yeah, I think for me like the biggest decision is the location and like the venues. And I think when we found these ones, like they're amazing. Like we're biased, obviously we think they're amazing, but like it's so important to have a good location, good venue. And I think we did take a bit of a gamble because they're not kind of like usual music venues, because we thought it'd be cool to put it, a sort of music into places that doesn't normally have loads of live music. So yeah, it was a bit of a gamble. So yeah, I think that's been the kind of the biggest like decision, but then everything from there, you kind of like, once you made that decision, you have to roll with everything else. So yeah, but we're very excited about our venue.
Mm.
Yeah, like Kat says, I'm chuffed with the venues. And actually it was almost like full circle. So the first ones we had in mind danced around a million different ideas, and luckily we've ended up back where what we knew was a good idea to start with. By the time we were ready to push the button, like Kat said, it was, do we have time? And in the end, and I had a really good chat with a guy who probably some of your Glastonbury fans will know, who I was put in touch with through the podcast, a guy called Chris McMeekin. Glastonbury fans will probably know as DJ Chris Tofu, who runs the Shangri-La area. And he was just like, if you don't do it now, you'll probably always find a good excuse why not to do it. So just jump in. And he's been super helpful, as well as his colleagues who have helped us out a bit with some really, really good advice. So yeah, that kind of decision as to whether we were actually going to kind of make the jump was that was a couple of days of interesting back and forth.
Yeah, and I think
I'd like to add, sorry.
No, sorry.
For those people that don't know, you guys have never put like an event on before, or a festival. This is the first time. So I don't know how you've done it, because I would just be so scared that either no one would come, or everyone's going to cancel, or it's going to be me on my own drinking loads of craft beer like in a random venue.
There's worse things.
That's true.
But Tilly, let's have this conversation next week, because maybe it will just be the three of us. Maybe it'll be the five of us and we'll have a really nice time.
I'll buy enough beers that you'll think there was 200 people.
Thanks.
Challenge accepted.
Thing, right? But I can now officially say we've sold more tickets than the first ever Green Man. So that's a milestone.
That's amazing.
Happy with that. Yeah.
That's really good.
Russ is not obsessively checking the ticket site or anything. No.
While we're on tickets, definitely think we should talk about them, because I love the different payment options that you've gone for, being able to pay kind of what you can or what you would like. Can you talk me through how you decided you wanted to do that?
This was really important for us to do something a bit different. And if we were going to do it, try and do something a bit innovative. And lots of festivals do tiered payment plans where if you're early in, you get the cheapest tier and then they go up progressively. But we just wanted to make sure that this is going to be accessible for everyone. I think one of the big challenges for grassroots music is that actually often it's quite hard for young people to access even grassroots music, because it normally happens late at night. It's in pubs that are over 18 entry and whatever. So acknowledge this was a bit of a financial risk and a punt, but we just said it's pay what you can, and that we're not going to change the payment tiers throughout. We put a limited number of free tickets on, but we've reopened that a couple of times since they sold out, and we've got tiers at free, £5, 15, 25, and then one at I think £48 or something with free merch as well. And the whole idea behind that is just to say, come along. There's no pressure to pay more than you can afford. Everyone under the age of 18 is free, and get involved. And hopefully, the idea is that helps us to build momentum and build some excitement about it over the long term. It's not just about year one, but hopefully that means that we'll get a good turnout of people who genuinely want to be there.
That's amazing. You obviously mentioned that the importance of grassroots music. How much has that kind of been undertones to the whole festival?
Yeah, massively. So, one of our big things was wanting to support local bands, sort of people from the local area. And we've really had a great involvement from sort of different groups. So we've worked with a group called She's 17, who works with women in Walthamstow and sort of helps put sort of music events together. They've sort of put a couple of acts forward. So More Peas, Kim Watson, who we had on our podcast this week. And they've been really helpful. We Can Be Heroes, who support young people in the area, sort of up and coming musicians. So yeah, we've sort of really tried to focus on kind of getting grassroots music and being able to share that. And sort of coming back to that from the payment plan perspective, we're not taking any money out of this festival. So we're putting every penny that we get back into paying the artists fairly, because we feel that everybody should be paid and, everyone should be sort of fairly treated. So hopefully they'll have a really good experience, as well as obviously getting to share their music. They'll actually enjoy playing the festival, we hope. And we've tried to sort of promote them on social media and get them to kind of meet each other and so on. So hopefully it will be a nice experience for them. I think that's really important to us.
You had to liaise directly with the artists. I never really know how. Have you reached out to them? Obviously, you worked through kind of that company, but has there been some that you've reached out to directly?
So we kind of did a mixture of stuff. So we put out kind of like a call for artists a couple of months ago. So just anyone who wanted to play could apply. So we found some of our acts and our artists through that. Some of it was kind of through word of mouth, or through sort of people we know said, oh, actually, what about this person? They'd be great at the festival. And then we did kind of reach out to a few people. So our kind of headliner, Ellie Bleach, we reached out to them. And yeah, it's kind of been a mixture of speaking to artists directly and sometimes, through their managers and stuff as well. So it's all been a big learning curve. But we've learned a lot from it so far.
First time any of us have dealt with booking agents before.
Yeah.
I think.
I wouldn't even know where to start, so.
Nor did we. And hospitality riders too. Something we actually thought we probably wouldn't get.
Not in year one, probably. But yeah, we've got some hospitality riders and stuff and all sorts of things. So yeah, there's lots of things that go into hopefully keeping artists happy and having a good experience on the day.
That's amazing. I'm honestly so excited. I can't wait. I'd love to ask you, obviously I'm expecting you to be super, super busy next weekend. But if I was to catch you anywhere in particular, where do you think you're going to be hanging around most on the day?
So I think we've all kind of given ourselves roles, but we all really want an opportunity to kind of go out and see everything. So we've tried to be a bit fluid in how we do it. But I'm definitely going to be checking in on the kids stuff to start with. So we've got a full kids lineup. We're very kind of conscious that it's a family area, and we have some really cool stuff. We have Baby Broadway joining, who do sort of like Broadway musicals for children. And we've got the House Cats coming, and they do kind of like baby raves, like little parties for children. And then we have a little play tribe. They do kind of Play-Doh and crafts, which is amazing. So I definitely want to kind of see how that's all starting up. And then I really, really want to see the headliner Ellie Bleach. So I think Rachel just touched on that. But I loved Ellie before we ever talked about having a festival, I think. Ross and Rachel bought me her record for my birthday probably 2 years ago, and a signed one, which is very kind of them. So I'm actually like a real big fan, so I definitely want to make sure I catch that. But to be honest, I want to see as much as I can. I'm going to try and go and catch a little bit of everything if I possibly can, and see how it's all going down. So yeah, it's crazy to me that it's really happening, and this soon as well. And as I'm talking about it, I'm like, okay, I am excited as well as nervous. So that's good.
Yeah, what have I been given the title of artist liaison? Because I will basically just go up at like a gig or at a festival and just like, if I see an artist or somebody, I'll just go and, although actually I was really proud of Ross at End of the Road. You went to speak to the Floodlights man as well, didn't you? I saw Floodlights walking around and just went up and was like, oh, I really enjoyed your set earlier, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, usually everyone's always like, oh, Rachel, go and talk to this person. So that's how I ended up as basically being artist liaison. So yeah, just because, yeah, so kind of meeting artists when they turn up, trying to kind of like anything they need, and also trying to get them to like the right place at the right time. And yeah, just kind of keep an eye and look after them, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of a mixing and matching between a bit of stage managing on a couple of the smaller stages and running around trying to help Rachel and Kat and make sure everyone's being taken care of. There's a couple of artists I'm definitely going to make a point to step out and see. I mean, we love all of the artists on the lineup, especially, of course, but a couple in particular. We saw Turncoat Billy, who's a local artist, a few months ago, and an amazing live act, like a very Chas and Davey kind of vibe, but they've been extremely helpful in marketing and promoting us in the area recently. So I'm definitely going to make a point to see them. And then someone who's playing in what we're calling the Mother's Ruin stage, because it's the gin bar where we've set up a stage, is called Amity, who won the Royal Albert Hall official Future Maker Artist of the Year a couple of years ago, and is just 18 years old. It has an absolutely incredible voice. And has had some real good shout outs in like The Guardian, has played The Great Escape, and really, really looking forward to that in particular. It's a bit different to a lot of the stuff on our lineup. So you'll probably see me sort of loitering, looking slightly like confused, but I'll get those two performances.
No, that's definitely one I'm going to check out. That sounds really cool. I'm like, need to plan what's the vibe I'm looking for on the day, but I do like the sound of a gin bar. I definitely am going to be around there.
That is an awesome bar. They have amazing cocktails.
They do.
I don't know how they'll do it for an event like this. They'll probably have some pre-mixed ones, I would imagine.
Yeah, some really good cocktails in Mother's Ruin. If I get a chance to, get out of my tent, then I'm really excited to see some more of the local acts. So, More Peas, who we had on the podcast the other day, Kat was saying, they just seem like a really, really fun live band, and they kind of give out like instruments and percussion to people in the crowd and try and get people to like play along, dance along. So they, I think, will be really, really fun. And I'm also really looking forward to seeing, if I can, Pale Blue, who is performing twice, luckily for us, so live and also DJ set. But yeah, I think that'll be a bit different to other stuff on our lineup. So he describes his sound as like indie jungle, so I'm really, really keen to see a bit of that if I can.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I'm really excited for all the different genres. It's like, you're not going to just get kind of It's not going to be indie the whole night. It's not going to be rock. It sounds like it's going to be really diverse. So I'm super impressed that you guys have managed to get all of these amazing sounding people.
Yeah, that's been quite interesting actually, because we have quite similar taste in music, Ross, Rachel and I. And we were really conscious that we didn't want to, I mean, obviously when you're kind of putting a festival together, you want it to be something that you would like, but you are aware as well that, you want to appeal to different people. And we didn't want to go, it's not like we can't cover everything, but we did want to make sure that there was sort of different options available. So we have really tried to do that, especially with the DJs. Actually, we've got a real good mix of DJs. So like later on in the evening, people can hopefully pick and choose a little bit about what they go to do. So yeah, hopefully there's something for everyone. I would hope so.
Yeah. It definitely sounds like it. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Amazing. But it's funny how Rachel just said there about tents and making sure that if she's going to escape her tent, because there's so many things that you just do not think about when you're putting this together. You think, okay, we've got these venues, we've got the space for the stages, great, that's fine. And then, they say, okay, well, where are you putting the first aid tent? You're like, what? Where is everyone getting ready?
People need first aid.
Exactly. Where's the backstage? Where are people getting ready? Where's that? And you think, oh my goodness, I don't know. I need to give me a minute. We need to think about it. Yeah. There's just so much stuff that, that we haven't thought of, and our list just never seems to get any shorter. But I feel like we're getting there now. Yeah.
Has it helped you? I mean, you kind of already mentioned that you're like, oh, I've got so many ideas for next time, but has it helped with the planning for next year? Obviously, I guess the ultimate goal is to put this on every year.
100%. Ross, do you want to, I feel like you've got a lot of thoughts here.
Well, if we do it again, which fingers crossed it goes well and we do, we have learned so much. It's been, and my favourite part of that has been pulling at the threads that have come out of having the podcast running it at the same time, because that's linked us up to some unbelievable connections. Just even through one guy, a guy called Andrew Lansley, who's another Glastonbury favourite, the band Thrill Collins, who we first connected with just on Twitter, swapping messages, and then he's been advising us completely, just out of the kindness of his heart and his interest in the subject, all the way through. But as much as people can advise you, you only really learn by going through it, right? And we have taken so much, and it's been that has been really, really fun and really interesting, and just an amazing experience, actually.
Definitely.
We would start earlier. That's the main thing.
Everything earlier. Everything.
Well, that one of the things I think, having done it once, what Kat touched on this earlier. We waited until we were sure we would be fine before we started marketing and launched it, because I was like, I don't want there to be any risk that we go and then we have to pull it later. Whereas, once you know what to do, you just announce it and start marketing and then manage everything in parallel, right? And that's what all the big events will be doing, certainly of this nature. So, yeah, we would... there are things that we know we could do earlier and would put us in a much stronger position for marketing. But like I said, ticket sales have gone just fine. So we'd be in an even stronger position next time.
That's amazing.
And I think that, touching on that, when you said sort of all the things you have to think about, all the decisions we had to make, things like, what ticketing provider to go with and how does it work and how do you, all of that stuff, we would just know next time. You're like, well, either that worked or it didn't, and, and this is how you do it. So, every single thing has been a learning process. It's really small things, but okay, you're going to take money on the day. How? With what? So you have to go set up an account and you have to buy card readers and you have to, all of this stuff just takes time, and we all work full time. We're all doing this as a sort of passion project. So yeah, it's just all of that. Everything you do is a brand new thing. So I just think everything would feel a lot smoother if we were to do it again. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
And I'm sure you'd start to get those relationships with I don't know, the artists and the management companies. So I mean, I'm not going to say next year is going to be easy, but maybe it'll be easier.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, so much of it is making those relationships, and people who have given us advice or helped us or supported us, or even people that have said no to us. It's all helped us to kind of to learn, and yeah, we definitely have learned so much, and just all the people that have given us advice or just people who have just been like, just go for it, and people who are involved in like, festivals and stuff. Yeah, they just kind of like, you just got to do it and work it out as you go along. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I would say a big thank you actually to Angela from Croqueland. She runs Croqueland, who had a conversation with me and Rachel where she really kind of pushed us and was like, guys, you just need to do it. Like, just do something, put something on. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be your dream festival. And actually, I think that's been such good advice, because you could try. I think we are all a little bit, we were all sort of hesitating. We wanted it to be perfect before we sort of said, yeah, let's go. But it wasn't going to be. You weren't going to feel that comfortable. And I've realised that now. I don't think we'd ever have got to that point. So, yeah, to the people that sort of pushed us on, very much appreciated, because I think... Yeah.
Because every festival ever has evolved. Like, Glastonbury didn't start the way it was. Like, Green Man didn't start the way it was. So everyone's going to start somewhere. So I'm so excited to see your start. I can't wait.
Thank you. Yeah, one thing I've definitely learned, someone else needs to do the band booking. I take it so personally when they say no. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to come and play my festival?
Like, have you seen? It's called Echo 17.
You can just give Ross a number and he'll go, okay. I'm being like, no, Ross, no.
Yeah. No, Ross cannot negotiate. That's something we've learned through this process. Like, he's just like, he'll message us and be like, does this seem reasonable? And we're like, no.
No.
That's not what we said. And he's like, oh, okay.
Back to the drawing board.
I got in my head, I was like, one of the principles I wanted us to work to was that we pay the bands fairly. And you see bands on social media complaining about festivals who make them play for free for exposure or whatever. I was like, we're not going to be doing that. And but yeah, I sort of took it too far and just almost went to the extreme of just not negotiating with anyone and just accept wildly out of sync offers. You guys reined me in a bit halfway through. So the bands we hooked up with early, they got lucky.
They got good deals. No. We very much kind of asked people like what their fee was, and then most people we have matched what they sort of requested. But and some people have been like, we really love what you're doing and we're happy to pay for free and stuff. So some of those kind of locals who've done that, which is also really amazing. So but we've offered to pay everybody. So yeah.
No, I'm so excited. As I mentioned, me and Bilal are both going. I want to ask you now for your an opinion, and then I'm going to ask you on the day, and I'm going to see if it's changed.
Oh wow!
So, how would you describe how the festival's going to go in 3 words?
Exciting. I think everyone should be excited. Sunny. I'm manifesting.
I like that.
And vibey. Okay, do you know what I mean? Like, I want it to be vibes.
Yeah, I like that.
I would take that.
I mean, I want to go with sunny again, really, but that's...
we could also add a little bit drunken. I'd like everyone to have a few drinks on site. There's some really great breweries. You can get some good wine. There's cocktails. So yeah, I want everyone to be a bit merry. There you go. That's why.
I like that.
Not us.
I do think it's really important, like what you guys said about you guys need to enjoy it as well, because I'm looking forward to seeing you happy and not stressed the whole time.
We'll see.
We'll do our best.
I want to see people really enjoying the site. That it's such a cool set of venues. There's a neon sign museum there, which is almost like a tourist attraction in its own right. And they're going to be open on the day, so I hope everyone gets a chance to check that out and just take part, immerse themselves in it all.
We kind of have said all the great things that's going to happen at this festival, but where do we go to get tickets? If somebody doesn't have their ticket, how can they get it now?
Okay, so if you go to our website, which is www.echo17.co.uk, there's a link on there to We Got Tickets, or you can just go onto the We Got Tickets site and search for Echo 17, and you can get your tickets on there. They've been really great, actually. They've been so helpful.
Yeah, and it's pay what you can. So there's there's still tickets at all the price brackets available, and just get involved. It's a 10-minute walk from Wood Street Station and a 10-minute walk from Walthamstow Station, which is on both the Victoria Line and the Overground. It's so easy to get to, and if you don't get around to getting a ticket before, then we're making sure that there's still tickets available on the door as well. So there's many opportunities to get yourselves in. So the main stage starts at 1:00 with Eliza May, who's a fantastic independent artist. I think has been on the festival.
We love Eliza May. Yes, she was on with us. She was great.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So she's kicking us off, and then live music on the main stage all the way through to 9. And House Cats kicking off the kids area at 1:45 with their baby rave, dressed as big cats. So that'll be awesome.
I can't wait. Thank you guys so much for coming on and telling us about Echo 17. Is there any last words that you need to say? Is it anything you need to get off your chest before we go?
We're just so excited to see you guys in person, and thank you for all your support. Sorry, go on, Kat.
No, I was going to say the same thing. I just want to say a huge thank you, both of you, not just for having us on today, but for all the support you've given us over the last year. It's been a real sort of meeting of two podcasts that, it's meant a lot to us. And it's, there have been bad days over this journey, let's put it that way. And sometimes, the people that we've met along the way have really made it worthwhile. And so firstly, we're so excited to see you and to meet you for the first time in person, Tilly.
Yes.
But also just a huge thanks for everything that both of you have done over the last year.
Oh, you're so welcome. I mean, we can't wait. I kind of feel like I've been involved in this project. I've done nothing, but I kind of feel like I have.
And sorry to do a cross podcast plug, but we're doing a mini series, a mini sprint this week. We're going to launch release a few episodes of how to build a festival in the build up as well. So if people want to hear from some of the artists that are playing, hear all about the lineup, give us a listen as well.